Don't miss any content. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell.
Hey guys, welcome back to Sahara Football. It's a fine morning and what a weekend of footballing action. We all know what happened over the weekend. Some amazing games. Lionel Messi, my goodness, 50 hat-tricks, career hat-tricks. He scored another beautiful hat-trick over the weekend against Sevilla. Barcelona were struggling in that game and he came out with the answers. He scored 3 goals with Suarez getting the other one for Barcelona and they won 4-2 eventually. That was a really interesting game I enjoyed over the weekend, and disappointed by the Manchester United versus Liverpool game as well. It ended in a 0-0 draw. At the beginning, United were plagued with 3 injuries. Lingard was a substitute and was also substituted after coming on. It wasn't a great day for Manchester United in terms of injuries, and Liverpool some way somehow could not capitalize. Jurgen Klopp saying that the injuries to United destabilized them. I don't know what that meant, but hey, it ended 0-0. I was really disappointed with that game. And Manchester City winning their first trophy of the season in the Carabao Cup. There were a lot of controversy with Kepa Arrizabalaga refusing to come off. Now Sarri has come out to say that it was a misunderstanding and he thought that Kepa had cramp. First of all, how does a keeper get cramp? Maybe expert goalkeeper, other former goalkeepers can let me know how a keeper gets cramp. And it was obvious Sarri wanted Kepa off and Caballero in, so I don't know why he's now changing his tune. Probably towing a club line, I guess. So that was some of the highlights for the weekend. Today I'm going to look at the Ghanaian perspective, as I always do, performances of Ghanaian players abroad. As usual, I'm your host Selassie Fiawe. Welcome back to Sahara Football. I would advise you to subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell to get more updates as of when I post videos on this channel. So I'll just jump right into it. As you know, I'll start with England, and first game is Newcastle versus Huddersfield Town. Now, we all know for Newcastle, we have Christian Atsu. Christian Atsu was an 81st minute substitute for Newcastle. They won that game 2-0. He was a substitute that helped secure the win. His team won that game 2-0, and Newcastle are on the up. They are mid-table, far away from the relegation zone, and that is great news for Christian Atsu and his teammates. So move on to my next game, Leicester City versus Crystal Palace. For Leicester City, we all know we have Daniel Amate. Amate, unfortunately, is still out with his injury he suffered last year. He's still not back from injury. And breaking news, Leicester City have sacked their coach Claude Well after a bad run of results. They lost this game 4-1. Leicester City lost 4-1 to Crystal Palace. Jeffrey Schlupp played a full 90 minutes for Crystal Palace, and he was pivotal in that win for Crystal Palace. And the goals came from Wilfred Zaha, Milivojevic, and Michy Batshuayi. They all got the goals in that game. Jordan Ayew was an 86th minute substitute. Since Batshuayi came, Jordan Ayew has been getting limited playing time, and Batshuayi has been scoring goals frequently, more than Jordan did when he was given the playing time. But I don't think this will spell the end for Jordan Ayew. You all know his loan spell will end at the end of the season. Let's see how his future will be like at the end of the season. So to my next game is Stoke City. That's in the Championship. It's Stoke City versus Aston Villa. Now, Albert Adomah was a 7th minute substitute. Yes, I think an injury to one of his teammates brought him in, and he scored a goal in the 62nd minute. Yes, Albert Adomah scored a goal in the 62nd minute, and that was great for him. He has not really been having the best form this season, and it's great to see him on the score sheet for Aston Villa. They ended that game 1-1. It ended 1-1, and Albert Adomah got the equalizer for Aston Villa. So my next game is Reading versus Rotherham. Now, Reading, we have Andy Adam. He was in defense full 90 minutes for Reading, and he was involved in the 1-1 draw with Rotherham. And the game ended 1-1, and Andy Adam played full 90 minutes. Couldn't keep a clean sheet, as that's the prime objective of a defender. They shared the spoils in that game as well. So I move to Spain now, and we all know the big games. Sevilla versus FC Barcelona. We all know for FC Barcelona, we have Kevin Prince Boateng. Lionel Messi was majestic on the day. He scored a hat-trick and provided an assist for Luis Suarez in a 4-2 victory for Barcelona. So Kevin Prince Boateng unfortunately did not travel with the squad. I think the robbery that happened to his fouls, he was not even involved in the midweek game against Lyon. I think maybe sorting the robbery issues out that happened last week when he was having his debut with FC Barcelona in the game against Real Valladolid. So Kevin Prince Boateng was not in the 80-man squad that traveled to Serie A. Now, my next game is Celta Vigo versus Alaves. Deportivo Alaves, we have Mubarak Wakasu. He was a 75th minute sub in what was a goalless draw for between Deportivo Alaves and Celta Vigo. Now, Abesete Ballon-Pierre took on Real Oviedo, and no Montari in the 18-man squad that took part in this game. And so the Montari is yet to make his debut for Abesete Ballon-Pierre. When he does make his debut, you hear it here first on Sahara Football. So to my next game, and it's Atletico Madrid versus Villarreal. Now, Atletico Madrid, Thomas Partey was in the game today. He missed out last time out because of his red card against Madrid in the previous game, and now he was back in the squad. He was a 64th minute substitute for Thomas Lemar. In this game, Morata got his first goal for Atletico Madrid. Thomas Partey was part of the team that won 2-0 against Villarreal. Now that puts Atletico Madrid back in second place, right behind Barcelona. Now Levante took on Real Madrid in the late kickoff on Sunday night, and so many controversies in that game. But Real Madrid came out two penalties. From the two penalties for Real Madrid ensured they won that game 2-1 against Levante. Now Rafael Dramina, Ghanaian Rafael Dramina, was a 73rd minute substitute in that game as well. Dramina played a part in that game. He played quarter of an hour in that game, and he couldn't help his team win that game or get a point. So I move to Italy, and we have Frosinone versus AS Roma. Frosinone, we have Raman Chipsa. Raman Chipsa played 76 minutes for Frosinone against AS Roma. Unfortunately for Raman Chipsa and his teammates, they lost that game 3-2 to AS Roma. AS Roma emerged triumphant on that day against Frosinone. My next game is Juventus versus Bologna. Godfred Donsa played for Bologna. He was a 78th minute sub, but Bologna lost that game 1-0 when substitute Paulo Dybala came from the bench to score the only goal of the game. Juventus won 1-0. Now Sassuolo took on Spal as well, and you don't know, for Sassuolo we have Alfred Duncan. Alfred Duncan, unfortunately, in this game had a red card in this game after coming on as a substitute. So it wasn't a game to remember for Alfred Duncan. He was involved in the wrong part of the game. He had a red card in that game. Now Fiorentina versus Inter Milan. This was a really interesting game. Fiorentina, Inter Milan. At the end of the first half, it was 2-1 to Inter Milan. Second half, they scored 3-1, and Fiorentina some way somehow fought back to end the match 3-3. The last goal came in the 100th minute. You can see here on your screen how the goals came about in the minutes they came. It was something strange. It's been a while I experienced a game like this. Maybe Liverpool 2005, the Champions League final, was the last time I saw something like this ever happen in football. It was really interesting to see this happening in football, and Kudus Asamoah was part of it. He was a 62nd minute substitute, so the collapse started after Kudus Asamoah came on as a substitute. Not to say he was to blame, but hey, that's what happened. So I moved to France, and Montpellier versus Stade Reims. We all know Stade Reims. We have Baba Rahman over there. He's now playing consistently. Last week was his debut. Today he got his second game, and he was involved in a 4-2 victory. He played at the back for Stade Reims, and they won 4-2 on the day. Now Nantes versus Bordeaux. Majid Waris played 87 minutes for Nantes. They beat Bordeaux 1-0. Now to Germany, and we have German Bundesliga 2. Bernard Tepete was in action for Paderborn against Magdeburg, and he was involved in a 1-1 draw in that game. He played 90 minutes, but he could not score a winner or help his team win. They had to share the spoils with Magdeburg. And now to Belgium, and we have Genk took on Royal Antwerp FC. Now Joseph Edu and Joseph Paintel were in action. Joseph Paintel was a 74th minute substitute. Joseph Edu played full 90 minutes. The game ended in a 0-0 draw. Good day at the office for Joseph Edu, not so much for Joseph Paintel, but they didn't lose. That's the most important thing. They shared the spoils with Royal Antwerp FC. So that was it there for Joseph Edu and Joseph Paintel. Now to Bulgaria, and Levski Sofia took on CSKA Sofia. CSKA Sofia lost 1-0, and Edwin Jesse plays for CSKA Sofia. He had a red card as well in the 43rd minute, so his team were A player lights for the entirety of the second half. They could not resist it and they succumbed to a 1-0 loss. Now, we all know Samuel Nkunku has joined Donavus in Bulgaria and they played Berustrara Zagarau versus Donavus. Samuel Nkunku was an unused substitute in this game, unfortunately for us. He could not play a part in this game and it ended 1-0 against Donavus. Now to my final game, and it's Konyaspor versus Serie A. And Bernard Mensah played a full 90 minutes of this game. He was involved in the entirety of this game. Serie A won this game, fortunately for Bernard Mensah. So that has been it for today. I've been looking at performances of Ghanaian players abroad. Who was your top performer for the week? Let me know what you think in the comments box. So that has been it for today. Hopefully we'll get back to a great week. Kumasi Asante Kotoko unfortunately lost at Nkana FC, but all is not lost. They play a replay next week, this Sunday at the Babayara Sports Stadium. We will be there to support them in our full colors. If you are in Kumasi, be there to support the Porcupine Warriors. They need all of our support to make it through to the next round of the CAF Confederations Cups. I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy your day.